What I'll also tell you is that Agent Mulder has developed a consuming devotion to an unassigned project outside the Bureau mainstream. Are you familiar with the so-called X-Files?
Welcome everybody to the Dark Talk Files, Episode 5, The Jersey Devil. I'm your host Dan, I'm joined by my FBI partner Paul. How are you doing, Paul?
I'm very well, thank you, Dan. How are you?
Very good, very good. Looking forward to covering this episode of The Jersey Devil from October 1993.
Ooh, that was a great month.
Why, what happened in October 93?
Don't know. Lots of
The Jersey Devil was released.
The Jersey Devil was released, yeah. I wasn't looking forward to this one so much because I remember it not being that good of an episode in terms of X-Files sort of standard, you know?
Yeah. So it is a Monster of the Week episode. Again, it's another one I had zero memory of, which is odd because I've watched through this series quite a bit, so I can't believe I didn't remember that. Well, I can believe I didn't remember this one because it wasn't very good.
Well, as I say, like, I started the episode and thinking, I prefer to just, you know, I remembered it not being that good, but I did enjoy it. I did. We get a lot of Mulder craziness in this episode, which I am always a fan of. So when I say it's not that good of an episode, I'm talking X-Files standards. It's still like a fucking awesome to just watch X-Files shit, you know, prime fucking 90s shite. So yeah, still really enjoyed it. Yeah,
I'm with you. I enjoyed Mulder being Mulder in this episode. I did enjoy a lot of the character building we get for Scully as well. I think what lets this one down is it's a very subpar monster.
Yeah, I mean we'll obviously get to it, but there is an air of sadness around the monster though. So
there is, there is. There are a couple of other things I enjoy about this episode, which we will get into. So let's start. So we're back in time. Our cold open for this episode takes place in 1947 in New Jersey, and
this fucking family singing this song. Like, did
what song is it? Is it Kumbaya or something like? What is it? It's Bingo was his name, though.
Oh my god. Did families do this for entertainment in the 50s? Like, is this real?
I think they did, yeah. Well, yeah, there was no Netflix, was there, so...
Yeah, but, like, sing a better song.
Well, 1994 hadn't come around yet, so Korn hadn't released their self-titled debut album.
Yeah, can you imagine a family of four singing Bull Tongue in their car?
This family. Here's a question for you, philosophical question. So, Bingo, is that the name of the farmer or the dog?
The dog.
There was a farmer who had a dog, and Bingo was his name-o. So to me, that sounds like the farmer, I would say.
Oh, fuck off, that's the dog. Like, what kind of logic is that you're thinking that? Why even mention the dog if they're singing about the farmer? And his name's Bingo.
Well, why mention they could have just said there was a dog and Bingo was his name. Oh, what's the farmer got to do with it?
All right, yeah, but if it was about the farmer, they would just be like, there was a farmer and Bingo was his name.
I've never met a farmer called Bingo, so...
Have you ever met a dog called Bingo?
No, actually.
Oh.
This is a conspiracy. We're being held down by Big Bingo.
By Mecha Bingo. I think we can both agree, though, that the song would be much shitter, even more shit than it already is, if it was just, there was a farmer and Bingo was his name, or there was a dog and Bingo. Fucking hell. Right. Yeah.
Oh god, let's shut up about this song.
So this is the Bingo talk file.
So they're driving through the middle of this spooky ass forest.
No selling my little joke there, Dan.
I can't keep talking about this dog. This shit.
Which one are we talking about?
Freudian slip. The dog. I said the dog. Yeah. They're driving through this forest in the middle of the night and they get a flat tyre. So the dad gets out to put on the spare and he's dragged away by an unseen force. The next morning, a search party discovers his dead body missing a leg. The police find the culprit hiding inside a cave and they reenact the gunfire scene from Predator by blowing whatever it is away. They're like, ah! Jesse Ventura comes out with a minigun and blows the shit out of it. But we don't see what this monster is. But apparently it's 7 foot tall. I don't know.
Do you know what this instantly reminded me of? South Park. It's coming right for us. as long as you shout, it's coming right for us before you shoot, then it's perfectly legal. And they literally shout, it's coming at us, and then they just they just open fire on this poor, defenseless cannibal.
Oh, I don't know. It ripped someone's leg off.
I mean,
that dude deserves it for singing that song.
It's defenseless compared to 15 cops with guns.
So yeah, modern day Mulder in his office reading a Playboy, feet up on the desk, chilling. Scully interrupts him, and she interrupts him with an X-File. She's like, "Yeah, Mulder, guess what I heard? This homeless man had parts of his body eaten off in New Jersey." And Mulder instantly links it to an old case because his brain's wired like that. He's like, "The Jersey Devil from 1947," and Scully is instantly regretting telling Mulder about this murder because she jumps straight up and off they go. And she just planned like passing it on as a bit of a curiosity to him. She said, "Oh, guess what, Mulder? I've got a bit of a fun thing you might like to hear." And he's like, "Right, it's definitely the case. Let's go." And she's like, "Oh, fuck."
So I was
rookie error, Scully.
I was going to mention this on the last episode. So Mulder has this insane ability to remember every single X-File. Obviously, he's read through them multiple times. He knows everyone off by heart. So she mentioned something that instantly links in his brain. It just shows that he has got this abnormality to remember. It's almost like a savant memory that he can just link up.
Like a Rain Man.
Yes,
spooky cases.
I do get the feeling that he is autistic sometimes. Very, on that end of the spectrum, and that's one of the things I love about his character. And that's how you could, you said like before, his robotic acting. He doesn't have the social skills in terms of knowing when to not be rude and when to like bring up certain things. He's very highly intelligent, so a lot of those things link up with savant or autism kind of thing. Thought that'd be interesting to mention.
I thought it was really cool. Yeah, it's what jumped to my mind, watching this scene as well. Sorry, I'm just keeping an eye on my son. He's playing by the window.
I was going to say, let's hope he doesn't get abducted, but then I was like, no, that's very weird and wrong. Just going to sit here and drink my third coffee. Hello, listeners. This is Paul on his own while Dan's rescuing his son. I am on my third. I make 2 coffees at a time because I like to drink a lot of coffee in one go. So as soon as I finish this cup, I'll set the cup down, the empty cup, and pick up the next cup and drink that one straight away because that's how I like to drink my coffee. So, listeners, how are you? I'm very glad. Thank you very much. That was my little rendition of the X-Files theme tune.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. Is he all right?
Yeah, he had a poo as well, so I just changed him.
That was very quick.
Lightning fast, mate. Lightning fast. I do in work about 2 dozen times a day. I have to change pads and shit. Right, where were we?
While you were gone, I was just talking to the listeners. I was like, hello, listeners. Explaining my
listeners.
My little hello listeners. Explaining my little coffee routine to them.
I just if I do decide to leave this in, just to explain to listeners, I don't let my son play by the window very often.
And very often.
At all, I mean.
And just if you do leave this in, to the listeners, when I said abducted, I meant abducted by aliens because we're talking about the X-Files, not abducted by pedos.
Pedos. Flying pedos.
It was fucking aeronautical pedophiles.
In like one of those old style Wright Brothers helicopter planes with pedals that you
a fucking bike.
Twirling moustaches, haha, and like a cage hanging off the bottom of it.
Like a steampunk version of the
steampunk pedos.
Steampunk version of the child catcher from Oliver Twist.
Yeah. Right. So Mulder and Scully go to Atlantic City, and what a surprise! They meet another cop who's a dickhead.
Yep.
This guy is a detective for local PD, and it's sort of implied that he's trying to sort of cover up the murder. Just because Atlantic City is basically the Las Vegas of the East Coast, and it's he's basically on the payroll of big money. So. Listening to this last night, I wasn't looking at the cop when he turned up. I was sort of scrolling on my phone, making notes, blah, blah. And I heard him speak, and this cop's voice sounds exactly like Gary Busey. His voice it's uncannily like, Gary Busey in Under Siege?
Yeah.
He sounds exactly like that. Go back and listen to it later on.
I think I will.
Yeah.
I didn't notice, to be honest.
Yeah. So Mulder and Scully have got no jurisdiction because this isn't even an official case. They get told to get out of town, but Mulder decides to stay in Atlantic City to investigate off the book. And Scully has to go drive back to DC alone to attend her godson's birthday party. I love this bit. Mulder just throws the keys at her. He's like, "Go on then, see ya." It's just like, kill Mulder. We've got a 3-hour drive, don't throw things at me.
He's like, I've got a 3-hour drive back on a Friday night. Friday night traffic. And he's just like, gives a fuck. I'm off.
And he just runs off into the city with like no suitcase, nothing. He's just wearing this suit. He's like, "See ya." He
just doesn't give a shit. That's it. As we said before, he gets very, very Mulder in this episode. He's the most Mulder I think we've ever seen.
He's like a 7 on the Mulder scale here.
So Mulder decides to go and make a phone call, and he chooses, I would say, possibly the absolutely worst fucking place to make a phone call from, which is the loudest casino on the planet. It's like you can hear drinks being slammed down, machines going, fucking coins flying around, and then he's just like on the phone trying to make a phone call. So
I think he can't use his FBI issued mobile phone at this point because they would know he's in Atlantic City when he's not supposed to be there. He's not even on official business.
yeah, he's phoning sick.
Yeah, I think he's got the weekend off by the looks of it. But just doing this. So he meets up with a park ranger who tells him this ghost story about a tall, naked man who descended from a tree and then took off into the woods one night. But this ranger never made a fuss of it because he's due to retire soon and, fuck making that kind of noise. And I really like this dude because it's not very often they get allies that believe them or help them because everyone's just like everyone's usually an obstructive bureaucrat. But this guy's like really cool. I love this park ranger.
I was going to say the exact same thing. He is, as I mentioned in the last episode, we have like all these dickhead authority figures. Well, sorry, I'm fucking around while I'm talking. It's going to be on the audio. I'll stop. I was going to say this as well. We don't often get an authority figure in this TV show who isn't an absolute arsehole, but this guy is cool as fuck. He's great. I would love to see him in the future come back as like an associate of Mulder. I don't think he does, but he's great. I love him. He's awesome.
Yeah. Well, he's the first of another. They get another ally in this one. It's Mulder and Scully and friends in this one. They form a little superhero team. I love it. Yeah, but we'll get to that guy in a bit.
I also like that guy as well. I love his boldness to have the hair that he has.
The Paul Heyman haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that character in a while. Mulder decides to just walk the 2 miles back into town from the woods. I thought this was very funny. I was like, where is he going? Like, just get a lift back with the ranger dude. But Mulder's like, no, I need to walk the distance that this homeless murder victim. I think that's what he's going for, just to sort of see how far it is into town.
I thought initially, I thought up until now, so it wasn't initially, I thought all along, that the reason that he's doing this is he's trying to provoke an attack from whatever's out there, because the guy's like, I don't ever come down here without my peace, and Mulder's like, glad you mentioned that. I'm going to fucking walk through the forest for a mile.
I think that's part of it, actually, yeah.
To try and get attacked so I can see what actually is going on. He's willing to risk his life to get some evidence.
Yeah, I think both of those are true, actually. I never looked at it from your perspective, so yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looks very funny walking through the woods in that suit, wearing those shoes.
Yeah, I know. By the time he gets back, like, his feet must be absolutely killing.
Yeah, so while all this is going on, Scully is at her godson's birthday, and it's full-on annoying kids blowing party poppers and horns, and, like, dogs are eating cakes, and it's just all kicking off. And Scully's friend is... that dog is just like... just,
that dog scrabbing that cake, just like... Oh, what a good boy or girl.
And Scully's friend is trying to set her up with, she's asking about her love life. And she's like, hey, what about that guy you work with? And Scully's like, no, he's very, very focused on his work.
Yeah, she calls him a jerk, doesn't she? And then she corrects herself. Yeah. She's like, he's not a jerk, he's just very focused on his work.
I mean, he is a bit of a jerk sometimes, but yeah.
He can be, but he's a kind-hearted jerk.
I think he doesn't know that he's being a jerk.
Yeah.
So Scully's friend tries to set her up with this hot dad who... turns up to collect one of his kids, and she's like, hey, he's single, he's a career-minded dude and whatever. So yeah. She agrees to go on a date with him later on. We'll be back to that scene in a bit. But let's get up. Back in Atlantic City, Mulder has actually walked all the way back into town, and he's at the homeless district asking around for information on the murdered man. So he meets this one homeless dude who gives him a picture of a tall female-like figure that's been seen wandering into the city at night. It's just it's a stick figure, basically. It's like the worst photo fit ever. It's a creepy ass looking drawing though.
I love it. I mean, someone, like, if you've seen some random ass potential monster and you got to draw it quickly, you're not going to draw like a fucking, I don't know, like a super detailed 3D drawing, like, correct the shading around the upper lip. No, you're just going to draw out a quick image of what you saw while it's fresh in your memory. So yeah, it's absolutely sound. And it was drawn by a homeless person as well. So the fact that they even had a pen and paper is really nice.
Hey, listen, Jack from Titanic was homeless, and he did some of the greatest artwork I've ever seen.
He wasn't technically homeless though, was he? He was more of a...
I suppose he lived on the Titanic.
He was more of a couch surfer, you know. He was like a...
No, he was a drifter.
He was a drifter, yeah.
So Mulder gets this drawing of the suspect, and so Mulder gives the guy his hotel for the night, and Mulder decides to basically swap rooms with him. The guy goes to his hotel, and Mulder stays at this guy's bedroom. I love Mulder. Like, I love his like stakeout. He just puts this big blanket around him and just like hides there. And I'm thinking, God, if Blevins knew what you were doing, Mulder, you'd be out on your ass. If you knew, you'd have a field day if he could see what you're doing here. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I mean, who's to say what he can and can't do on his weekend off? He's just chilling.
That is true.
It's not like he's not begging. I don't think he's doing anything illegal.
You can actually get charged for vagrancy in the US within city limits and shit like that. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know the law. But do you know what though? I could smell that blanket through the screen.
It's gross, isn't it? It's
gross.
Yeah. So Mulder spots the monster lurking in the alleyways and going through the garbage, and he follows it, and it sort of picks up his scent and runs away. And while giving chase, Mulder himself gets arrested and tossed in the drunk tank because, of course, he does. He's Mulder. Of course, he just... And he calls Scully to come and pick him up, which she does. And while they're having breakfast, he looks like he absolutely stinks. He's got that 5 o'clock shadow. He's in the same suit. It's all ruffled. He just looks like really, really, really good.
Yeah. But when he does ring her, is she on the date at the time? Or is
no, that's a bit later on.
Right,
later on.
My bad.
So they go back to, on their way back to DC, she's like, right, Mulder, I'm taking you home. You're not staying here. He's like, oh, no, I want to, Scully. She's like, no, come with me. And I've got someone that you need to speak to. So she takes him to the University of Maryland to speak with this professor of anthropology that Scully knows. The man with the Paul Heyman haircut. I love this dude.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah.
So she hopes that Professor Heyman will be able to convince Mulder that there is no Jersey Devil living in the woods, but Mulder actually turns it around and convinces the professor that the Jersey Devil might exist. And Scully's standing behind him just going, oh my God, what have I done? Now the professor's in on it with him. Kid love it.
Muldered, baby. We see a bit of a reverse psychology from Mulder here. Oh, it might be classed as that, but I'm not sure. So he starts explaining to Mulder about like statistics and stuff, and like how this is like a historical thing that everyone from different nations, they all have their own cryptids and stuff like that. And Mulder, playing dumb, starts saying, and why is that? As if he is like unaware. This is Mulder who knows about weightlessness and what that can do to the body. This is Mulder who knows how much heat turns sand to glass, you know. If he doesn't know about the history of cryptids and why different areas have their own like myths and stuff like that, then that would be very much out of his character to not know that. So in my recollection, he is doing a bit of reverse psychology on this guy to get him to explain a little bit, which then ends up getting this guy to get in on the whole fucking action of what's going to happen.
He's playing him, because he's done this before. He did this last episode with the biker, didn't he? He pretended he didn't know what was going on about.
He did.
He pretended to be a skeptic with the UFOs, and he got the biker to reveal more information than he would have done if he'd have come in and said, "Oh, I'm also a believer," because the biker would have been like, "No, you're not. Fuck off."
Yeah.
Yeah, very clever. Yeah. So Scully goes on her date, and she is dressed up like an absolute angel. She is just wearing all white, her hair's done up. She looks like she's about to get married.
I thought she was wearing a fucking wedding dress until she stands up and you see that she's wearing black. She's wearing a black leather skirt or something. Until she stands up, I thought she was in a fucking wedding dress. I swear. I was like, damn.
Honestly, it looks like she's going to a ball. Like,
yeah. She looks
Cinderella.
Great. She looks great.
She does look. Oh god, she's beautiful.
No wonder I had the hots for her as a kid.
She has some very bold outfit choices later in this episode, because like later on, with the chase at the end, she's wearing this like bright red power suit when they're chasing down the monster, and then at the very end of the episode, when she goes to speak to Mulder back in his office, she's wearing this plaid blazer. And I was like, Jesus, Scully, where's all this come from?
Do you know what though? If that was intentional, it actually lines up perfectly with the sort of the message behind this episode, which is she's trying to live her life outside of work. Her friend's saying, if you didn't just live working, then you might meet a guy. And a lot of it focuses on Mulder and how much he is just completely hyper-fixated on his work. And his work is his life. And obviously at the end of the episode, I'll bring it back up when we get there, it shows Scully's kind of change of heart towards maybe focusing more on work like Mulder does. So maybe these out there attires that she's wearing are to indicate that she is trying to live a little bit more. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so.
Am I thinking too deep into it? Or?
No, I'd agree with that. I think Scully is very career-minded anyway. Her friend's like, listen, there's more to life than work. And she's like, oh yeah, let's give it a try. And she's like, well, it's not for me. Even if she didn't go back with Mulder and get into all the alien UFO shit, she's still very career-minded. And she's, like I said, she's going to be the head of the bureau anyway if she starts investigating like serious crimes like drug smuggling and gun trafficking and all that.
Well,
instead of like werewolves and aliens.
Well, I think it's just, I don't know whether it's like good or bad for her that she happens to go on a date with the most fucking boring guy on the planet. He's just like, He's like, can I talk about the case? And she's like, not over dinner. And then he's like, well, do you want to hear about tax law 45? And she's like, no. And then he's just talking about his kid constantly. It's like, come on. Nobody wants to.
I do feel bad for this dude because he's not a bad dude. He's actually quite good as far as the men go in this series, because a lot of the men are just shit in this series. He's actually not. He's not. He's just, his worst crime is that he's boring and he's a good dad. So Scully's just not after the kids, is she? So Mulder calls Scully and interrupts the date. Tells her that there's a body in the woods has been found, which they believe to be the Jersey Devil. So they go to the coroner's office with the Ranger and Professor Heyman. Again, as I've written down, it's nice to see that everyone's not an obstructive jerk like Blevins or that detective or that sheriff from the last episode or the sheriff from the first episode or just any of the other FBI agents that just don't like Mulder. Yeah, it's nice to see
absolutely.
A bit of a interagency cooperation for a change.
A bit of camaraderie, a bit of I don't know.
Bit of teamwork.
Teamwork.
Yeah. So they theorize that the male is dead, and they theorize that there is a female. So they track the female's nest to this building site, which is in the city, so she would stay close to the source of food.
Just before you carry on, Mulder has already decided on a theory that it is a woman because of another drawing that he has seen.
Oh, yeah. Well, he looks at the infamous Patterson Gimlin drawing of the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
The famous Bigfoot footage, but it's got a big pair of tits on it.
I was pissing myself at this drawing. It's like something you'd see from like Scary Movie or something. You know, like you know that scene in the first Scary Movie where she's looking through pictures and he's like, "Do any of these do anything for you?" And then it shows what she's looking at, and she's looking at pictures of him in like a bikini and stuff, and she's just like, "No," and he's like, "No." Okay, thought I'd ask. It's like something out of a fucking Naked Gun film. Like it cuts to the drawing, it's got tits on it. That's so funny.
It is,
but it's not played. It's not played for laughs, is it? It's like meant to be serious too.
Naked gun, yeah. So they track down the creature's sort of city break address as opposed to its woods address. It comes for a bit of when he wants a bit of a holiday away from the kids, comes to the city, lives in this dilapidated, abandoned building. But
what does that building remind you of? I thought you were going to say something. I predicted that you were going to refer to it as this Kane from See No Evil's lair. Right. So what I was doing before when I was fucking around was I wrote it down on a piece of paper because I thought you were going to say it, and then I was going to show you the paper and go, I got that too. The only issue is I've written it down on a black piece of paper in black ink, so you can't even see it.
Oh, right, okay. This is like a conspiracy. Have the government got you and got rid of your evidence?
It is there. It is there. Yeah, I just wrote See No Evil. But that's what I thought you were going to refer to it as. And I was waiting.
That's pretty much what it is.
So I could get, because it's got like chains hanging from the ceiling, hooks, and there's like fucking holes in the walls. It's a shithole, like the rest of New Jersey in this episode. But I honestly thought you were going to say that. Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
So yeah, they go tracking down, going to track down the woman in the Kane See No Evil building, but sadly the other cops, the dickhead cops, turn up at the building with an entire SWAT team for some reason. Like. They have got very little evidence to go on because one of the cops is just driving past and he sees Ranger Smith's car and he's like, hey, it's the Ranger's car. What's going on in there? So they just send this like Rainbow Six hit squad in there. Like, what evidence did they have to justify getting a SWAT team? Do you know what I mean? Like, someone must have signed off on it.
Do you know what? They probably got, right, we want to fuck Mulder up. We know Mulder's associated with that guy.
Yeah.
Let's go and get Mulder, basically. Do you know what, though? This reminded me of episode 2. There's like one guy who's wearing the full body armor, but he's got a tiny little pistol. And he's like this. He's like waving his arms and stuff. And he's like, what are you going to do with that, prick? These other guys have got fucking AKs and shit.
AKs? Yeah, they went to see Ice Cube before they rocked up. Yeah, so inside the building, Mulder's group track the creature to the roof and across into the next building. Mulder gets ambushed by her and pinned down. And for a minute, I thought she was going to fuck him to death the way she was looking at him. She's staring at him. She's wet for him. And like Mulder's looking up, I think Mulder would be okay with that. You know, he's looking up and he's like, oh, death by snoo snoo.
I was going to say that as well. Death by snoo snoo.
Because like Scully runs in to save him and Mulder's first words is, Scully, you should have seen her. She's beautiful.
I know.
Fucking elbow.
So we now know that Mulder's type of lady is a supernatural woman.
Any sort of cryptid. Any sort of female cryptid.
If she's an alien, a cryptid, or any kind of monster, then I'm game. That's what he said.
To be fair, I would be as well.
Yeah.
As long as they're humanoid. It's like Captain Kirk, isn't he? He goes to all these planets and bangs all these hot alien women. Yeah, so the woman escapes the building, runs back to the woods. Our gang of heroes. Go on.
She's running around like Anti-Val from the League of Gentlemen, just like butt ass naked, just with her hair covered her fanny flaps.
Long fucking mad hair. Anti-Val.
Fucking hell.
So the gang of heroes, so, you know, Mulder, Scully, Professor Heyman, and Park Ranger chase after her. And the Ranger hits her with a trank dart that should put down a 500-pound elephant, according to him, but it barely registers on her and she keeps running.
He's like, can you get it from me? He's like, I'll try my best. He says a line, and he fucking gets her perfectly with one shot. It's like, this guy's dead good. He's like fucking underestimating himself.
He is, he's fucking cool. He's fucking Deadeye over here.
Underselling himself. He's about fucking 100 yards away. Good shot.
Yeah, so she gets shot by the trank and she keeps running, but sadly she is shot dead by actual bullets by those other stupid cops that arrive. Fuck them. That's what I've got written down here. They just gun her down because they're, you know, vicious, horrible, nasty people, like most cops. We get a sad moment where Mulder's standing over a dead body. He's like, you didn't have to kill her. I wanted to shag her.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
We had like a Rocky 5 moment here, like Mulder's squaring up to him. And I almost imagined, you know, like in Rocky 5 where he's like, what you going to do? Hit me and I'll sue. And you just see like Stallone's hand tense up before he does swing and hit him. I thought we were going to get one of those until Scully just gives him a look, and she's just like, Mulder.
Yeah,
back
she's like, it's
down.
not worth it. It's not worth it.
She knows this is that whole connection thing, that chemistry thing that they've got again. She doesn't even have to say anything other than his name and give him a look. A bit like husband and wife, really. You know, when your missus looks at you and goes, damn, and she gives you a look, and you're like, shit.
Yeah, so back in DC, Scully reveals that the woman had given birth at some point in the past, so she was probably trying to protect her offspring once the male was killed and look for a new food source. Yeah, Scully gets a call from Mr. Boring Taxman, who asks her out for a second date, and she says, nah, mate, I'm going on a case with Mulder, and they walk off together to go and investigate some shit.
So this is what I was going to mention it earlier on. It's like sort of the deeper meaning of the episode is that she is like choosing Mulder and her work over having a full-on personal life at the moment, maybe marrying, maybe having kids, and basically being in a relationship. And she's choosing Mulder over that because there is something between them. Even though early on in the trivia, let's say, they claimed that Mulder and Scully could be either male or female, like they're asexual characters, you know, who... It's never hinted at that there's something between them, but we fucking know that there is. It's always been hinted at. I've got this pen and I'm just like this, I'm pointing like, we know that there's something between them. But I was using it to scratch my back. But yeah, I think at this point there's nothing romantic between them. It's just they've got such chemistry together as partners. You know, it's gonna come. I think. Yeah. I know I go on a bit and I lose track a little bit, but what I meant was like there's definitely something between them. Not that it's even important, but she is literally choosing Mulder over anything else. So I really like a bog standard happy normal, quote unquote, normal life. Yeah, of course, yeah. Oh, do you know what as well? And it's proven almost instantly by the way Mulder's talking. Like straight away, this she's gone from a conversation with this boring guy who wants to go out with his kid and bring your godson and all that. And when she says no, she walks over to Mulder and he's like, where you go? What you doing? She's like, I'm coming with you. And he instantly starts talking about more philosophical types of stuff. And instantly, it's like, you just know that he is just way more interesting. And it's great. I love it. Yeah,
so the episode final shot, it ends with one of the Jersey Devil's children peeking out from a nest, looking at some hikers. And this kid looks like the kid from Waterworld.
Yeah.
Quite a sad ending, really.
It is actually, yeah. Because her mum's just been murdered, probably,
and the dad as well.
And the dad, yeah. The dad was murdered in the 50s, though, wasn't he?
No, that was something else that was murdered in the 50s, because they go to the coroner's office because they find the body of a male, so it's implied that there's a bit of a society living out there.
Yeah. They're probably the offspring of the 50s ones as well. And it's a chain that keeps happening.
Which, if you want to go into conspiracy theories that I do believe... I do believe there are people that live in the woods of America, Russia, all these places, all these national parks and proper wildernesses that wear fur and just live off the grid.
Yeah.
And have done since the 1800s, and don't have a clue. That's one conspiracy theory I do believe in.
I absolutely agree. I wouldn't say America though. I know there's a lot of parts of America that are completely, no one lives there and they're complete wilderness and stuff. But I would say Russia. And parts of proper Eastern Europe and going into Asia, the Himalayas and stuff, because there are tribes that have no contact with the outside world. I remember listening to a story about this Christian guy who kept trying to go to this tribe and try and praise Jesus to them, and they ended up eating him. And
good.
So
fuck him.
We have proof that there are tribes of people who have no contact with the modern world and all that. So yeah, there probably are. Do you know what as well? Right, I don't want to go on too much, but I do believe that there still that dragons were real, and I believe that they still could be real, hibernating, because there are so many parts of the world that are completely undiscovered and unwalked by humans that they absolutely could live there. I watched this mockumentary years and years ago about how dragons could be real, and it made so much fucking sense. It was amazing. I'll try and find it and send it to you.
I've never really thought about much compelling evidence for dragons, but there was one video I saw probably about 10, 15 years ago on YouTube, and it looked like a Chinese dragon climbing into the sky, like it was going up steps.
I saw that as well. Yeah, I remember that. I remember watching it.
Really cool looking.
Yeah, it was
probably fake, but it was one of the video title was something like a dragon visits the earth, a rare moment where a dragon returns to the earth.
I think that was one of the first videos I ever saw on YouTube. I think I have got one little thing that I remember from that mockumentary that I saw to possibly invoke some kind of thought into that maybe they're real. So dragons have been around culturally for as long as we can remember. It's in art. I mean, we are Welsh. Our flag has a red dragon on it, the Welsh dragon. All different cultures all have depictions of dragons, right? This is long before any of these cultures met each other to share their art and their myths and stuff like that. So you've got Chinese dragons that have tiny wings and they mostly swim and stuff like that. You've got the worm dragon, which has no wings and no legs, and it's like a giant worm. You've got the Welsh dragon, which is red and it's got 4 arms. You've got the wyvern, which has 2 legs and wings. And you've got all these different depictions of dragons from all over the world, from hundreds and hundreds of years ago, before any of these cultures met each other and shared their depictions. That is very thought-provoking to me. So yeah. There you go.
We should start the cryptid podcast.
Fucking hell, yes. Definitely.
Yeah, so Paul, have you got any trivia for us this week?
Hey, I'll tell you what.
About this episode, not dragons.
Yes, I do. Let me just get it up for you. That's what she said. Play the jingle. If the final hypothesis is correct and the Jersey Devils are uncivilized, wild, feral humans, then this is the first X-Files episode with no sci-fi or sci-fantasy element. I found that quite interesting. All right, so I clocked this as well. In the final scene, the man and his son hiking in 1993 are played by the same actors, Bill Dow and Lachlan Murdoch, who played the man killed by one of the Jersey Devils in 1947, and his son in the opening scene. Did you notice that?
Oh, no, not at all. That's really clever.
I could tell by his voice, first of all, and then I rewound it by 10 seconds. I was like, oh yes, definitely. It is revealed in this episode that Scully has a godson. The godson is never mentioned again. Plot device. This is the first episode to allude to Mulder's obsession with pornography. What? I've never noticed that. I didn't think he was he was reading it for the articles.
Oh yeah, that's what they all say.
Just like Jack Torrance. This and Never Again in 1997 are the only times in the entire original series in which Scully has a date. She will have another one in the revitalized series season 10 opener. It was David Duchovny that suggested to Chris Carter that Claire Stansfield should play the Jersey Devil. Duchovny and Stansfield had met earlier while filming The Bounty Hunter together. Ooh, so maybe there was a bit of actual attraction going on there.
Maybe.
Do you want one more? This is a quick little one. Actually, I'll give you 2 more, but this one. I'll give you two more. This establishes some personal interests of Mulder and Scully. Scully is trying to get a private life, and Mulder doesn't seem to care about anything that is not related to the X-Files. Scully has an inner fight because she censures Mulder's attitude, but eventually she follows him, which is what we spoke about earlier.
And she also gets addicted to porn with him.
Yeah, that's because it's gay porn. I don't know why. I'm going to give you 2 more. In folklore, the Jersey Devil is usually portrayed as a human-sized vampire bat with a long face. This model is not used in this version. I didn't know that. I thought the Jersey Devil was more like a Tasmanian devil, like more of a feral animal. So I'm going to give you one more piece of trivia, and it's really not trivia, but it made me laugh. This is the first episode in which Mulder goes to jail.
The first, but not the last.
Implying that there will be more times that this FBI agent goes to jail.
Excellent.
And that was the trivia of the week.
Have you got any scary stories for us this week?
I do. It is a little bit shorter than the last one. Okay. One night, a few years back, my friend, who was driving, and I were taking his girlfriend home when he decided to take, quotations, the long way home. As we are driving along this fairly deserted road, I began to zone out, and I stare at this blinking red light off in the distance and casually think to myself, I wonder when they built a cell phone tower all the way out here. When suddenly it blinks and is dramatically closer than it was just a moment earlier. At this point, my friend points it out and stops in the road. It blinks once more and is directly in front and over the top of us. The red light is so bright it floods the car in a deep scarlet hue. I lean forward so that I can see directly into the light. In a brief moment, I feel a flood of negative emotions. The closest description I can offer is to that of being naked under a giant microscope and having every pore examined thoroughly. I then look away from the light to my friend and ask him to drive. He barely responds, apparently in a similar state. Then he snaps out of it and starts driving. As we get a little ways down the road, I notice the red light isn't fading and the interior of the car is still clearly lit by it. I look out the window and to my horror, the light is following us and does so for approximately 1 to 2 miles. The light unexpectedly veers off to the left and comes down to ground level in a patch of trees adjacent to the road. My friend stops the car again and continues to stare at it and abruptly declares he is going to get out and look at... No, sorry. Let me start that again. My friend stops the car again and continues to stare at it and abruptly declares he is going to get out and look it like... So this is a fucking typo. This is why I can't read this. And look it like he is in some sort of trance. Okay, so I imagine that saying, and look at it, fuck it, he's in a trance. He opens the door and I grab his arm and tell him if he does, I will get in the driver's seat and leave him. He looks at me and seems to come to and punches the gas so hard the tyres lose traction and spin. The light remains stationary as we rode away, but I've never looked at the night sky the same. An edit says, the incident occurred after dropping off my buddy's girlfriend, so she wasn't present. In my rush to type this story, I forgot that part. From 12 years ago. So there you go. That's the little spooky story of the week.
So they were chased by a light. Have I got that right?
I think they're implying that it wasn't just a light. It was a spaceship. It was a flying saucer. And it was hovering above the car, shooting red lights into their car. And they were both went into a trance and felt immediately different from this experience. What do you think? Do you think it's bullshit?
Yeah.
Why? Though? Why? That could be a real thing that's happened. Do you
I don't know. I don't know. No. I'm not being like just. I'm not a skeptic or a believer either way. I'm very agnostic with this.
You're being a massive Scully about this.
I'm not being a Scully. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. There was something in my instinct for the way the story sounded. It just didn't sound real. So I'm not going to say it's real if I don't believe it is.
It might have been the way it was written because it was a fucking horrible, solid paragraph to read. There was very, very little thought.
No line breaks.
Yeah.
Every first letter of every word capitalized.
It was written in that like MySpace writing where every other letter's capitalized. It was awful to read.
Yeah.
So my verdict, I think it could have been real because I do believe. I mean, right. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you my actual beliefs on aliens and stuff. Obviously, there are billions of planets, so there must be other life. I am unsure of whether any other life forms have come to Earth in the form of flying saucers or cow-stealing spaceships or anything like that. You know, anal probes and all that. I don't know if that's real. I'd love to know. But I am very open-minded about it. So, hey, it could have been real. What benefit are they going to get from posting it on Reddit 12 years ago? Who knows?
Reddit karma. My
verdict is, I don't know if that's real, but I want to believe. The catchphrase is there. So, yeah, that's... Sorry, I don't know what I was referring to then. I was going to end the episode right there.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the Jersey Devil in the books. I'm going to say... It was a good episode for the Mulder and Scully parts, and I like the Super Science team up. I didn't think much of the monster, but yeah, so pretty average. Yeah. Thumbs in the middle for me.
I think if I was watching this weekly back in the 90s after Conduit, I would have been probably a bit disappointed with this one. And I wasn't looking forward to watching it because I remembered it and I remembered it being a bit boring and the ending being a bit underwhelming. However, I did enjoy watching it. I would give it a thumbs up. In terms of Mulder's just being fucking very extra in this episode. Yeah, having Mulder at his finest. But yeah, it wasn't scary. It wasn't really thought-provoking. It wasn't the best. But still good.
Still gets a thumbs up, though.
Still gets a thumbs up, yeah. And just for, what do we call it? Bullet watch. No bullets fired this week. So Mulder is at 1 to Scully's 0.
I'm sure that will change as we go along. That was the Jersey Devil, and we'll be back for next episode for Shadows.
Shadow. I don't remember this at all. I have no recollection of this. I'm sure I will when it starts, but I actually at the moment don't remember this at all. Look how spooky this is.
I look forward to that one, as I do every episode of this.
Look at that. That's spooky, isn't it? Whoa.
Yeah. You're just waving a pen and making it all look all wobbly.
Yeah, but it's solid though.
Right, thank you, Paul. We'll see you again next time for the Dark Talk Files. Goodbye and good night.